The Mikey Mike channel encounters a bizarre sighting in the clear blue sky that leaves him freaked out. The creepy moments were also caught on dash cam, so we can have a look too.
Word, in case you missed it, I'll give it to you again right now. It's easy. E-A-S-Y. Now what you want to do is take that code word easy and text that.
What the hell?
Number I just gave you,
Where the f*** that just come from?
A bolt of lightning touches down on a sunny day, no rain, hardly any clouds in the sky, and the few hanging around have not even a touch of gray.
There's no clouds here. Look, no clouds. Like it just came from space.
Mikey can't shake the feeling that he's seen something he was never meant to see. This video got me curious, and I was able to find a second one like it, half as long and twice as weird.
Oh, I hope I got that time. I don't know if I did or not. It's in the corner over here.
At 1 second, a flash of lightning touches down without intersecting with a cloud at all. It seems to just literally come out of the blue. I looked up what this was and came across a term called dry lightning that I have heard before but never really studied in depth. This is a name for what happens when precipitation evaporates really fast. It's technically raining, but we just don't notice because rain doesn't reach the ground, but lightning does. These two videos basically mean you can get struck down by a random bolt at any time, even on a nice day. There really is no safe time to stand under trees or by anything metal when you consider that this is apparently a common phenomenon. You might have almost gotten struck by lightning plenty of times without even noticing it because it's silent and you probably weren't looking up. Freaky, right? Is my house haunted? Writes a user named BB5432 on the haunted subreddit. This paranormal video of their place was caught on a neighbor's doorbell cam across the street, who later showed it to her out of concern. It doesn't look like much at first, but there's actually a lot of creepy things going on in this video that you might not see. But first, let's start with the basics. The Reddit poster claims her house was completely dark when these mysterious, unexplained lights started flashing all around the door. The television in the living room was not on, she says, and even if it were on, it's facing the opposite way at an angle that would not create this effect at all. Whether or not to believe her is up to you. I do, because the flashing seems too bright for a television and takes up the whole window at times. Nobody would watch a television screen that bright because it would undoubtedly hurt to look at for that long. And at 25 seconds, the creepy light grows even brighter and does not subside until the video ends. BB5432 later posted, she has no further reason to think their house is haunted, but still struggles to explain what this was if not a ghost. She adds the same thing happened to her years ago. The same neighbor showing her and her husband lights in their door, and nobody could figure it out then either. Someone said they should check the electrical wiring in that room, which I agree is a good move. But other than that, everyone else says this is super weird, and even she has to admit she's creeped out. There's also one more weird thing that I wasn't even going to mention, except she saw it too. A shadow figure in the doorway. You can see it whenever the lights go down, but it's probably most apparent at 4 seconds. I took a still image and zoomed in. Here it is with no special effects whatsoever. The outline of a shadow figure looking out the window. Tell me if you can see it too. I'd say that house is haunted, if that's not a resident. Everyone knows computers are getting better at reading us every day, but few people know how terrifying the technology has quickly become. As of today, computers know us well enough to predict our next moves before we even realize it, but now they're going one step further and literally scanning our minds. So they get hooked up to this helmet of electrodes and study a set of people's faces for 2 hours, roughly the same amount of time it would take to get to know someone long enough to form a strong temporary memory of them. After that, they are asked to recall the faces they've been studying. Not draw them, mind you. Just think about them in as much detail as they can remember. While they were studying the faces, a computer program was studying their thoughts. It lifted the images out of their mind and projected them onto a screen. Here are the 2 images of someone's face they were asked to study. And these 4 circled images are what one person thinks about when asked to reconstruct the pictures with their mind. Congratulations, you are literally looking at someone else's thoughts. Not only that, the computer algorithm is able to pick out which image looks the most accurate using facial recognition technology. The image is 87% accurate, as the 2 pictures they were asked to remember. Computers can measure the accuracy of your thoughts. If all of this confuses you, all you need to know is that computers can literally translate your thoughts into images if you are wearing this helmet. And when they figure out a way to do this without the helmet, we could have long-range telepathy and all of the problems that come with it. The San Antonio Cemetery in Texas could be one of the scariest places in the world to go exploring if this video is real. A ghost hunter from the Paranormal Journal stands in total darkness when some creepy things are caught on camera, and despite the lack of light, what he experiences is downright terrifying. His paranormal equipment detects movement, and then a single word crackles across the spirit box in an odd staticky voice. He never shows us exactly where he positioned the motion detection equipment, so it could be detecting his movement or a gust of wind for all we know. But here's something weird. If you look closely, there is a strange phantom light at 29 seconds, the same moment that the motion detection alarm goes off, that soon fades away. I would say there's another investigator, but I think that he might have been exploring the haunted cemetery all alone that night. If so, I have no idea what this light is, and even if it was a member of his team, that still doesn't explain the odd voice moments later that says hello. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. This video might not seem like much at first until I tell you the ultra creepy backstory behind it. The strange sighting was spotted in the sky in 2017 by an observatory in Hawaii. The Harvard science community announced that this looks like a different size and shape than any other asteroid, and that based on the way it moves, it might not be from our solar system at all.
It looks very different from objects that we have found. There seemed to be an extra force that is pushing it, and it's not clear what this push is.
The object moved like no other asteroid or comet we have ever encountered before, accelerating at times as if controlled. One official report even goes so far as to suggest this is a probe sent to our planet from another civilization. This is a screenshot from the official report by Harvard researchers, and yes, I recommend taking a look for yourself. So look at this tiny little blip in the sky once more. I bet it looks a lot scarier than it did before now that you know it was something that we were never meant to see. I'm about to demonstrate why being skeptical of ghost sightings is not enough to spare you from having a paranormal encounter of your own.